Hey guys, it's Elena and welcome back to my channel. So I'm super excited because it's finally here. My Jeffree Star Cosmetics purchase of the nude collection. I'm gonna call it the nude collection because of the name of the collection. I don't know if you're not allowed to say it, so we're just gonna call it the nude collection. So if you're interested in seeing all of the stuff that I purchased and the look that I create with everything, then definitely keep on watching. So it came in this brown cardboard box and with a lot of pink tissue paper. So I got the big guy, the big nude palette. I got the mini nude palette. I got one of the glosses, which is Pretzel Drip. Yes, because that's the one that was most appealing to me. And then of course, when you order from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, you always get, you know, one of the photo shoot cards. I can't think of the campaign. You get one of the campaign cards. So everybody gets a different one. And then on the back it shows the two palettes. And then of course I had to get the nude lipstick Vault because this is limited edition and I thought that it was going to sell out super fast, so I was like, I gotta get it. And I got it and it's still available currently. This thing feels super heavy and high quality. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be this nice. When it comes to Jeffree Star, he always goes all out with like his packaging and stuff, so I am very surprised with how heavy duty this thing is. It's definitely going to last. And look at all those freaking lipsticks. Oh my gosh. So there are only 5 of them in here that are new that he did say are going to come at a later time in a full size. So as of right now, you can only get them in this guy, which does suck for all of the OG Jeffree Star fans who own all of his lipsticks, because they're obviously not going to go out and buy this just to have the new lipsticks, unless, you know, you're serious about your collecting. Then you're gonna go out and dish out, I think it's $160 for this guy, which is pretty crazy. But if you're a makeup collector, then of course that is the reason to get it, because it's in this nice vault here. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna use the gloss in today's look or if I'm gonna use one of the lipsticks. I'm not sure. Also, let me know down below if you would like to see all of these lippies swatched, because I'll do a separate video on that. I'm not going to swatch any of these in this video. I'll probably do a separate video on this. Just let me know down below if that's something that you want to see. I only own one of his lip glosses, which is Heaven's Gate, and this is my favorite lip gloss that I've ever tried. It smells so freaking good and it just looks so beautiful on the lips. So I only bought one of his lip glosses because I liked the Pretzel Drip shade. The swatch looked really nice. I love the unicarton. The rose gold unicarton is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm just going to show you everything and I'll tell you the prices and then we'll get into the look. So I did purchase all of this stuff from Jeffree Star Cosmetics except for the mirror, because I wanted to get the Vault, and for some reason the Vault wasn't on Beautylish, so I was like, what the heck? So I had to, you know, go to Jeffree Star Cosmetics and order it, which kind of sucks. I hate ordering from Jeffree Star Cosmetics because the shipping just takes so damn long. Like, I ordered first thing on launch day. Like, I was there 20 minutes before it launched. I was on Jeffree Star Cosmetics and I put everything in my cart and checked out right away. And I'm just now getting my stuff like 2 days ago, I think I got it, or 3 days ago. But now I have it, so I'm not going to really complain, but it's just, it takes so long. So here's the gloss outside the packaging. I love this nude packaging. I think that it's really, really stunning. This shade looks really pretty. Let's go into the prices. So the glosses are $18, of course, as usual. The lipstick Vault is $160, which is pretty crazy. The mini palette is $28. The big guy is $62. And then the mirror that I got is $30. So I got the Nude Leaf Soft Touch Hand Mirror because that one is just the prettiest one. I've always wanted one of his leaf mirrors because I do partake in the Lord's Herb, so I have to, you know, show my support for the Lord's Herb. So this is the mirror. It's just gorgeous. I love this mirror. I love the chocolate brown one that he launched with this also. It's so pretty. It looks like I just want to take a bite out of it. I don't know why. It just looks like chocolate to me. Here it is compared to the Jawbreaker mirror. So it's about the same size. I believe the mirror portion is the same size. It's just a little bit bigger because it's a leaf. These are the only two mirrors that I own from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I know a lot of people collect the mirrors. I do want the one that he just launched yesterday, which is the tie-dye one. So I am going to be purchasing that one eventually. It's only 20 bucks. So I'm going to purchase that one. But I don't want to be crazy and order and like keep buying all of the mirrors because I don't feel like that's, you know, I don't need a whole bunch of mirrors. But this mirror feels nice. It's really lightweight. It honestly kind of feels cheap. I hate to say that, but it does. It feels super light. Like compared to the Be Perfect Cosmetics mirror, this one has weight to it. Like this one feels really nice in your hand. This one is like super lightweight and kind of feels a little cheapy compared to this one if I'm comparing it. But nonetheless, it's a nice mirror. Like the mirror itself is really good. So let's just get into this look. I'm really excited to play with this palette. I am one of the people who have been praying for a nude palette from Jeffree Star because his formula is just immaculate. It's just amazing. I've never had any issues with his formula. I do know that there's a lot of issues with this mini palette going around, so I'm just hoping that I got one from a good batch because I would hate to have to go through a whole process of returning this. I don't want to have to do that. So I'm hoping that everything is good. I am going to swatch the mini palette for you guys, so I'll insert the swatches and you guys can see how they look on my skin tone. But so far, looking at the palette, it looks fine. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. So it looks pretty good. I'm just hoping that once I use it, everything stays, you know, looking good. I'm a little nervous because of all the people that are having issues, but I just hope that I don't have any issues. It did come with a little protector in there. So here's the mini palette up close so that you guys can see the beautiful artwork on it. I love this packaging. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty. The pink on pink is really gorgeous. This one is really nice. I love the rose gold unicarton, and then the wording has the people's bodies in it, which is really cool. And this is the biggest palette that Jeffree Star has come out with to date. This is my favorite effing packaging that he's ever come out with because I just think that it's so cool that he's laid out on the lettering. It looks so like animated and so cool to me. And this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I do absolutely love it. I just think that it's so cool and unique. I just think that it's like so cool that he's on here. I don't know. To me, it's just really cool. So it has a nice thick plastic here that is covering the shades, and the really cool thing about this is it flips all the way around with ease. Like I didn't even have to do anything, it just flipped all the way around. So here's the color story. It looks so gorgeous. I love all of the shades in here. Now I really think that the whole first top row is unnecessary. Don't hate me for saying that, but I really do think that it's unnecessary. Like maybe one or two of those shades would have been good, but I don't see the point in having that whole top row be that light. I feel like he could have added a lot more deeper nude shades there, or he could have even added some more shimmers. Like he could have had like two of those shades. Like let's just say these two shades stayed and these other four shades could have been like shimmers, you know, or deeper shades. So I don't know, but I do really like the shades that are in here, except for like the top row, of course, like I just said. The mirror is ridiculously big, which I love. I love that it has a really big mirror because I can use this palette all by itself and not have to take a whole nother mirror. I'm super excited to get into this look. I'm going to prime my eyes and then we will come back and start. I primed my eyes with the Be Perfect Cosmetics Perfect Prime Eye Primer. So let's just get into this look. I'm gonna try to use at least one shade from each row, okay? That's what we're going to go for. So first, I'm going to just do like a transition shade, I guess. So I'm taking this JS5 from the Morphe and Jeffree Star brushes. This is with the second launch, and we are going to dip into Seduction, which is this shade right here. We're just gonna put that all over our eyes. Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Bed or Floor, and I'm going to literally put that everywhere that I just put Seduction. So there's quite a lot of kick up, but a lot of pigment went on my brush. So this shade is kind of like my skin tone, so it's not really showing up, like you can't really notice it, but I see it on the eyelids. It's definitely there. So as you can see, this is the eye with Seduction and Better Floor, and this is the eye with just Seduction. So it added a little something something. It kind of looks like I put it back to my skin tone, if that makes any sense. So it blended out really nicely. All right, so now that that is all blended out, we can move on to the next row. So now we're in this row, and I think I want to use Versatile, which is this shade right here. I'm using the same exact brush because we're blending, so yeah, the same amount of kick up in this shade as Better Floor. Seduction didn't really have any, so I'm just going to put that here. Tap that there and blend it into the crease. All right, so there's that shade blended out. It looks really, really nice with all the other shades. They all blended out really, really well. There's not really much you can say about nude shades because, I mean, they're just nudes, but they're blending out really nicely so far, so I'm really happy with what we are getting. Now we are in the fourth row here, and I really badly want to use Scorpio because I am a Scorpio, but that wouldn't go too well with what I'm trying to do. So I am going to go in with Invitation Only, this shade right here. And we're going to put this on our outer V and work it into the crease. Ooh, super pigmented. All right, so now we're switching back to the blending brush that we were using, which again was the JS5, and we're just, without any more pigment on it, I'm just blending the shades together with the pigment that's already there. I'm going to dip into Money Shot because it's this really chocolate brown shade, and it'll probably add a little something something that I'm looking for. So I tapped into it very lightly. So I'm just keeping this Money Shot shade on the outer portion of my eye only, just blending it with everything on the outer portion, but I'm just keeping it on the outer V. All right, so now that all of those shades are pretty laid down and it looks really nice, I'm going to be taking that blending brush again. So we basically only used 2 brushes for this whole entire look so far. We're going to use a packing brush in a second, but I like to keep my looks very simple because it makes it easier to follow along if you want to recreate anything that I do. I'm basically just taking the blending brush with 0 pigment on it, and I'm just blending all of the shades together now so that everything looks seamless. I am going to be cutting my crease, which is why there's like a space there. I'm just going to do like a half cut crease so that the shimmer really pops. So off camera, I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease, and then I'll do my full face also, and we'll come back and finish up the eyes. Alrighty, so I did my full face off camera and I cut my crease, so we are back to finish up the eyes. So we're going to go back to our M506 little blending brush, and we are going to dip back into Money Shot, which is this shade right here, and I'm just going to blend back where I cut my crease just so that it looks a little bit seamless. So right on the edge of the cut crease, basically. I love these shades together. I'm really happy about the way that the look is turning out so far. It looks really good. All right, now we are going to go into the mini palette. So let's close this guy. Well, we do have to come back to this guy to do our tight line, but going into the mini now. I'm really nervous because I was just watching Anya's video while I was finishing up my face, and her shades got like super crumbly once she dipped into them. I do my swatches after my videos, so I don't know like how this is gonna go. I'm a little nervous. I really want to use Frozen Fire because this shade is just really popping to me. It's like really calling my name. So that's the shade we're gonna dip into, and we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray that this turns out okay, that we're okay. I'm gonna go in with my blinged brushes from the Starry Night collection. This is the E14. I'm going to dip into it dry first. You guys already know the drill. If you're new here, I always test out shimmers dry first, and then I'll wet my brush if it doesn't perform the way I want it to, which is blinding. I like my shimmers to be blinding. So, Frozen Fire, dry brush, pray. Okay. It's not really, okay, I'm like swiping and now it's picking up, but the first couple of swipes, nothing picked up, so. Okay. All right. Oh, wow, okay. So far, the shade doesn't look like it's doing anything bad in the pan, so. Whoa, yeah, so these shades, you don't have to wet your brush, and they are buildable. I was gonna say blendable, but I mean, whoa. And I got a little bit of fallout on my face, so maybe do your face after, which I usually finish my eyes and then do my full face, but just to save time, I did my full face off camera. All right, so for the tight line, I think I want to do a different shade that we didn't use, which would be super cool since we pretty much used, I think we used like 5 shades. Yeah, we used Seduction, Better Floor, Versatile, Invitation Only, and Money Shot. So we used a shade from each row, which is pretty cool. So now I want to use the shade Bottom. I think that this would be a really nice tight line shade. All right, so there is Bottom on the lower lash line. Now we're gonna do our inner corner because I almost forgot, and then we'll put the gloss on, and then I'll give you a close-up of the look, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the palettes, or all of the items that we used. So I'm gonna try to use this dry first. I really want to use Glass Wet because it just looks so stunning. Brush is dry. Okay. There's nothing there. These must be super, like, really, like, pressed really hard. I really drug on it this time, so it's okay. It's starting to come up now, but I have to, like, really, like, scrub on the shade. Yeah, and now the shade is broken to little tiny pieces. There's, like, little tiny pieces of the shade now. It's definitely there, like it's coming. It's just like I've never ever had to work this hard for Jeffree Star's stuff before. I wet my brush this time. Okay, it's a little bit better. I'm not really happy. Okay, that's what I was expecting. That is what I was expecting for the first dip into the palette. But we got it now. Wet brush, swirl into the shade with all of your might, and you'll get that. So Okay, I'm gonna dip into Champagne Drip, which is the shade here, to highlight my brow bone. Yes, that's pretty. Yeah, I think Glass Wet is a different formula because Champagne Drip is the shimmer that all of us know from Jeffree Star, but Glass Wet is just so weird. It's not doing what this shade is doing, where it's a shimmer like it should be. Glass Wet must be a different formula. It's just not performing the way that I was expecting, but Champagne Drip is pretty good. Like, as you can see, the shade crumbled, and then Frozen Fire looks like shit because I had to really dig into it. But this is what I mean. If you look at the shades really closely, there's like little tiny circles in it. Like, you can tell that it's gonna crumble like this shade did when you swipe on it. So I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, let's move on. Alright everybody, well here's the final look. Definitely let me know down below what you think about it. Let's just get into my thoughts because I do have some thoughts. First, I'm going to start with all of the positive things. So let's talk about the mirror. I really love the mirror. It's really nice. It feels really, really nice because it's soft matte. I think that this mirror is really pretty, and it's definitely going to come in handy because I do like to use the mirrors. They're really, really nice. Not really much I can say about a mirror other than it's really nice. The gloss. Oh, I love this effing gloss with my whole heart. It smells exactly the same as the Heaven Gates gloss, so it smells the same, so I'm guessing he uses the same fragrance in all of his glosses. It smells really nice. It feels really nice on the lips. It has like little rose gold reflex in it, which rose gold is one of my favorite colors, so I love this lip gloss. I can definitely see myself using it a lot more often, like every single day. Like, I've been using the Heaven's Gate gloss a lot, so I can see myself swapping between these two because they're so good. They smell really good. They're very comfortable on the lips. They're not sticky. They're not tacky. I love it. I love it so much. His glosses are amazing. I've only tried two, but so far, the two that I have, I love them. It makes me want to purchase more of them. Okay, now that's out of the way. I can't really talk about the lipstick vault because I haven't used any of the shades or swatched any of them yet. So definitely stay tuned for the video. I'm going to make a video on the vault itself because there's just so much shades in there and I wanted to use the gloss. So I'm going to talk about the mini palette first because I do have some thoughts. I like this palette because I think it's cool that it's a palette full of shimmer shades. I do think that that's really cool because I do like the shades that are in here. I can see myself like throwing this palette along with another palette and just using these, you know, in conjunction with that. I'm just a little disappointed in the Glass Wet shade because it got super crumbly. I had to really dig into it. Like, I had to use my brush and really dig into the shade to get any pigment, and then when I did that, it crumbled like crazy. So I'm gonna hit pan on that shade like in no time because it's just gonna crumble out. So I was a little disappointed in that. And then in Frozen Fire, which is the one we used all over our lid, I wasn't really that disappointed in it because it did pop up after, you know, building it up. And you don't have to wet your brush if you don't want to, but I really think that some of the shades in here are a different formula than he uses because I've used his other shimmers and his other palettes and they were amazing. So I don't know what is going on here. I think Foam Party is going to do the same exact thing that Glass Wet did because if I look closely, I can see little tiny circles that Glass Wet has in it, and I don't know why it's so crumbly. Like, maybe the shade is just dry, like they forgot to put whatever they put to help the shades be moist, because you can look at Glass Wet and it kind of looks dry, and that's got to be why it crumbled. Other than that, the other shades look like they're going to be fine because they look like his regular shimmer formula. When I swatch them, I will be able to see if that is the case. but that's just that. I don't feel like I can recommend this palette because of that fact, but the Champagne Drip shade that I used to highlight my brow was perfect. It was fine. Gagging looks like it's gonna be okay. Bathhouse, Eiffel Tower, Explicit, Soaking Sun, those look like it's gonna be fine. I feel like the only shades you're gonna have a problem with is Glass Wet, Frozen Fire, and Foam Party. So if you buy this palette, just be aware of that. Now going into the big palette, I love this palette. The shades blended out really nicely. They laid down really nicely. The only thing that I have a problem with this palette is that it's just, I feel like the whole top row is just unnecessary. I feel like you don't even really need any of this top row. Like he could have took off this whole top row and just gave you the rest and you would have been fine. Because even this whole row I feel like is a little unnecessary. Like maybe one or two of these shades could have stayed, and maybe the white one in this row could have stayed and you would have been fine. I do feel like he could have cut down this palette by a lot of shades, like 5 or 6. But other than that, I do love the packaging. I think it's really cool. It's really nice. The shades are really good in here. It's just the little palette that kind of disappointed me a little bit. But of course, I'm still going to use it because nudes are my favorite, and I can definitely use this palette every day and be okay with it. Talking about the big palette, I don't really know about this one yet because I haven't used all of the shades, but I do want to use it more so that I can see if that Glass Wet shade problem transfers over to any of the other shades, because then I'm going to be contacting customer service to find out what's going on, because this is not his normal formula. So it's a little weird and disappointing that that happened, but nonetheless, and regardless of all of that, the look came out amazing. I really do love it. I love nude looks, and I feel like with my hair this look looks really nice. I do really like it. It came out really nice in my opinion. So with all of that out of the way, I do recommend the big palette if you like nudes, and I would say if you get the little palette, that just be aware of the whole issue that is currently going on. He did address that there is a little problem with a small batch of these, so maybe that is what happened here. Maybe I did get a bad batch. I'm not sure yet. I do have to play with the palette more to find out if there is a problem with other shades, but as of right now, I mean, it's not really a big deal because I wet my brush and I was able to get Glass Wet to do what I wanted it to do in the first place. I just think that they were just packed too hard. And maybe they just got a little dry, and maybe that's why it crumbled. But other than that, I do like all of these products and I am happy with them. Just slightly disappointed with the Mini Orgy palette, but that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. Make sure that you like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel to help support me. I really do appreciate it. I'm almost at 400 subscribers and I can't believe it. It's like crazy to me because I never thought that I was going to get here, but I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope that you guys have a fantabulous day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time with another one. Bye.